Halo, CD Besti, apa kabar? Aku Elephante. Don't forget to check out my interview on CreativeDisc.com, the number one music website in Indonesia. Terima kasih.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, City Bestie. Welcome to today's special interview with me, Dini. I'm thrilled to be here with an incredibly talented and innovative artist known for blending melodic and electronic music with element of pop, blues, rock, and a range of other genres. His ability to of that while maintaining an infectious signature sound has made him as a standout figure in the electronic music scene. It's an absolutely honor to have him today to discuss his journey, music, and also creative process. So please join me in welcoming Elefante. Hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Terima kasih.
Thank you also for your time. It's been great to see you. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm very excited for the album being out, and yes, everything. I'm very happy.
Absolutely, and we are very super excited too. And first of all, I would like to congratulate you for your new album, Cope. And I think it's kind of an emotional album, isn't it?
It's about how the album is about how we, and me particularly, have gotten through difficult times and trauma and heartbreak and just all the experiences that I've had since the beginning of the pandemic, and just struggling with um, personal relationships I've had, and my relationship with music, and touring stopping, and whether music was even important, and just coming to terms with all that, all the difficult emotions. And this was my way of dealing with all that.
Yes, we will delve deeper into this project. So I know that delving into traumas and life challenges can be emotionally intense. So, what was the biggest challenge that you faced while working on this album, both musically and also emotionally?
I think it's hard to be vulnerable on your songs and really be authentic and be truthful, because a lot of it are things I'm not proud of or would be embarrassed. And so I'm sharing the deepest, most intimate parts of what's going on in my head. And especially in dance music, where it's usually pretty happy and upbeat, and it's a celebration, and it's supposed to be fun and partying. But for me, it's, there's the doubt of, or insecurity of, well, oh, people don't want to hear this, or oh, this is embarrassing, or oh, people are going to think you're a loser or whatever. And so it's difficult to be totally honest and really commit to doing that, especially in electronic music. So I think it was just a process of me fighting through that and making the songs that really spoke to me, and not just the ones that I thought would be the most fun at a party.
So, this album feels like an intense emotionally journey. What do you hope to convey to listeners through a pop album, especially regarding life experiences and the healing process?
I just hope that people find some inspiration, and no matter where they are, how dark of a place they are, how down they are, whatever struggles they're going through, this is some comfort, and know that they're not alone. I think the biggest challenge for me was when I was going through difficult times, it was feeling like no one else understood, or that I couldn't talk to anyone, or that I was all alone. And I think making this music helped me feel less alone. And I hope when people hear it, if they're feeling these things, know that, you know, they're not weak. They're not, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just a part of the human experience. And I think the most powerful part of music is being able to communicate something that you can't communicate with words. And so to just have that sense of belonging, and knowing that you can get through it.
Wow, that's amazing. And it's very brave, to face your own past fears and also traumas. Respect.
Thank you. It's music is my therapy. This is how I process things and how I get
Mm,
through everything.
yeah. Okay. So for your information, Silvestri, this Harvard University graduate musician has captivated audience globally with his music streaming in the hundreds of millions. He also has already released an album in 2021, Heavy Glow, and also two EPs, I Am the Elephante in 2016, and also Glass Mansion in 2018, which shot to the number one on the iTunes US dance charts. Wow. And also, plus last year, Elefante also collaborated with well-known singer from Indonesia, Stephanie Putri, and also Chinese singer Zhang Yanqi on the song No Expect Explanations. No Explanations. Wow. So, can you tell me a little bit about that collaboration? Maybe just a little bit.
So I met Stephanie through 88 Rising.
Yeah.
My last album was I'm 88 Rising, and so just through the process of working on the album and playing the festivals, I actually hung out with her in Jakarta a couple years ago at the
Mm.
Head in the Clouds festival, and so she lives in LA, but we hung out. We got we had lunch and we became friends, and just one day we were like, oh, we should work on a song together, and so we got in the studio and wrote this song. And she's just so fun and she's so talented, and it was a really I always wanted to make like kind of a fun disco upbeat dance song, and she's so adorable. And yeah, so we wrote the song as a duet, and then the 88 Rising put us in touch with Zhang and Ki, and we that's how that came together. And it was just a lot of fun, and working with someone as amazing as her is always a pleasure.
We hope that one day maybe you can collaborate with her again in maybe your new project. Okay, so now we will talk about your latest single, your featured song titled Taste of Your Tongue. It's a song full of nostalgia. So, what drew you to write about reflecting on past relationships?
So this song was part of I realized when I was writing all these songs, a lot of times I would just look back on the past and think, oh, maybe things weren't so bad, and just thinking, oh, things were much better the way they used to be, and about wanting to go back to that. And so I was working with Baby I Don't Like You, and we were just talking about this idea,
Mm.
and I had this one line, I remember the taste of your tongue. And I thought it was, pretty romantic, pretty sexy. And so we came up with this story about how when you have a breakup, a lot of times you think about the person that you broke up with, and you remember the good times and forget all the bad times. And so this is song kind of like, okay, it's just one night, screw it. Well, let's go make a mistake. Why did we break up again? And so sometimes you just need to make that mistake.
So, the collaboration with Baby I Don't Like You on this song is very striking. So, can you tell us a bit about this collaboration came together initially and like how both shaped the song together?
So I had heard her on a Griffin song, and so when I was looking for people to work with on the album, her name came up, and I was like, "Yeah, I would love to work with her. She's an amazing singer and writer." And so we got together in the studio, and we were. I was just playing some ideas that I had, and I had this demo, this idea that we the instrumental idea, and I had written something for it, but I didn't love it. And so I was like, I really like this one line. I remember the taste of your tongue. I think there's something there, but the rest of it
Yeah.
doesn't really feel right. And so I actually played her that one line, but I didn't play her anything else I wrote. And so I was like, okay, like let's go from this you lead. And so she took and it's funny the way writing works is sometimes I played it without any of what I wrote, and then she started writing, and a lot of her ideas were similar to what I had, but it was better. And so I was like, okay, sometimes you just need a fresh ear. And so we were able to take the good parts of what I wrote, and then she was able to add this story around it, and she's just such an amazing singer. She had a microphone, and we're sitting in a room like this, and she was just sitting like on a couch behind there, and so she had a microphone, and she was just holding it, and she was just singing, and then normally when I write, you just sing a rough vocal, and then you schedule a day in a nice studio to record. But then she was just sitting there, and then she just sang it and was like, yeah, I think that's good. And I listened, and that was basically like, we had her sing it a couple more times, but basically she just was just sitting on a couch like that, and like no practice, no anything, just was like, came out and sang it, and that's what the vocal is. So she's just absolutely incredible.
So it's kind of fast, the making process. How long did it take to finalize the whole song with her? It's only
With her, it was really fast.
hour.
So we probably were working on it for 2 hours, and then she recorded it in a half hour. And then I spent some time afterwards. Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. That doesn't usually happen. This one was very, very quick though. And so I had the idea, she sang and wrote it. And then I went back in and made some changes and cleaned it up and polished it. And so that took another, probably a few days. But then, this is a song that came together. It was one of the fastest songs to come together. Usually it takes me months to finish the song, but this one was like within a few days.
Wow, that's amazing. And also, Elephante, I also checked your Instagram, and I found that before you released the album, you also released Forever Weather single. It's also dedicated for your wife, and you also perform it on your wedding day. Oh my God,
Yes.
dude! Seriously, that's so romantic. I would like to also congratulate you on your wedding, which took place, if I'm not mistaken, last October. May God bless you, and
Yes.
also may you always be happy with your wife. Oh my God! So could
Thank
you
you so
briefly share a
much.
little bit? Sure. Could you briefly share a little bit about the song and also the making process?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always wanted to write a wedding song. So, like an Ed Sheeran song or All of Me by John Legend, songs that you always hear at weddings. And I was like, I'd like to write one day. And so I wanted to write a song as a gift to my wife, just as almost like part of our vows. And so it was just something to show my appreciation for her and my love for her. And so I wrote this song, and it's called Forever Weather. And, I wrote it, and I was rehearsing it, and I was, because my dream was to play it at my own wedding. And so I did it, and I was practicing it, and I was so nervous. And then on the wedding day, I did it, I sang it, and then, it was just for her. And it was always supposed to be just for her. It was just an acoustic song, me and the piano. And then a few months later, it kind of popped up in my head again. And being me, I was like, this song's pretty good. And I kind of came up for an idea for production for it. And I worked on it a little bit. And then I was like, oh man, I think this would really work on the album. And so I asked my wife if she would be okay with me putting it together and releasing it on the album, and she thankfully said yes. And so that's another kind of difficult conversation, because it's something so intimate, right? I wrote it for her and to her directly, and to share that with everyone it's a little scary.
So thank you for sharing the song with us. We can also enjoy your moment. You can feel the happy day on your very important day on your wedding.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so and you know what? I have my last question before we wrap up. I saw on your Instagram. I'm sorry, I stalked you. I was talking to you like a few days, and then you've got an exciting tour on the 4th February next year in San Francisco. So can you tell what fans can expect from the tour and how you are preparing for this big moment?
Yeah, so I'm very, very excited for the tour. I am doing a full live show for the first time in my career, where I'm bringing a drummer with me, and I'm completely remaking my set. So I will be playing guitar and keyboard, and we're designing an entirely new show. And it's so much work, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. And depending on when this interview goes up, I will have announced a full North American tour, with I think 20 some dates, and so we'll be doing it's the album tour, and so I finished the album a couple months ago, and since then I've just been preparing for the tour, and so it starts in February. San Francisco will be the first show, and then I'm off, and we'll be touring North America.
And what about Asia? Will you come to Asia? Indonesia, maybe?
I would love to. That's the plan. We'll see how it. I've been talking to my team. I can't wait to get back to.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that's it. We've come to the end of our interview. Thank you so much for your time and insights. And also, Cindy Bestie, don't forget to follow CreativeDisc on social media platforms so you don't miss out on the latest music news. And also follow the Elephante Instagram at I am the Elephante to stay updated on his latest works and musical life. Okay, so thank you, Elephante. Stay warm, stay healthy. Good luck for your new journey and also projects. We can wait to see you again. I'm signing off now. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih.